It is 4 o'clock. I didn't get walking until 11:30 today, I don't think. My trekking pole got caught on the strap. There we go. Sorry. I just did not want to get up today. Last night, there was a thunderstorm. Luckily, it just grazed me and I didn't have to put on my tarp. I had to spend some time modifying the campground and didn't go to bed till after midnight. So I walked today until I got to the only water source I'll see today, and it was a hoof. Not quite as bad as when we had a few shelters back, but it was pretty bad. So I topped off there, and I decided I didn't want to walk, even though I hate walking at night. I didn't walk until later in the evening, whenever it started cooling off some. This should be primarily downhill. There will be uphill sections like this, but predominantly down until I get towards Damascus. Hopefully, the campground I'm shooting for right out of Damascus will be nice enough. Hopefully there's water there. Otherwise, I might have to do another mile and something into Damascus just to get water. But I will cross the border today, barring any acts of God keeping me from it. And then we're going to overnight there for quite some time. I'm thinking I'm probably going to get a cheap hotel room, because hotels are just about as cheap as hostels there. Not counting the Ubering into town, but there's a movie theater and a Walmart within walking distance from the hotel that I was looking at. So I think I'd like to lay up there and just rest. My foot still hurts. Feels all crackly. So I hope I don't have overuse issues going on with it, but who knows at this point in time. I'm making it to 500. And I don't want to make it to go see the ponies. After that, everything's up in the air. But that Walmart will also have ice cream. Oh, so many things. It stinks having to go to Walmart and buy resupply and what you want to eat, because you can walk out of there with a lot of stuff. An embarrassing amount. And then you have to carry the bags 3/4 of a mile, whatever, back to the hotel room. Well, that's what we do out here. We walk and carry things. Some folks that I saw at Boots Off made it in. They did 2 16 days back to back, and they were hurting. They were the folks I was giggling at because they made me feel better the way they walk whenever they stand up. It's just a hobble. You can't get your feet under you. They hurt so bad. And they were doing an amazing time today. Let me know some other folks that are coming up that have been across my path before, and they were going to stay there. So I figured it was best I move on anyways, because that shelter was going to get kind of cramped. And there's no reason for me not to get close to Damascus today. I was just being lazy. But you take your laziness and you shove it to the end of the day. It still has to get done. My procrastination isn't at its finest. I don't like night hiking, but apparently it's acceptable enough for me to risk it again today. So maybe I find a nice campground halfway, set up shop, and try to get going early. You know, there's that option too. Anyways, there are no good views today. Well, there might be a view later on, but even that I don't think is a good view of the town. And we're honestly probably kind of done with views. for a while, I'm assuming. Rowan Highlands were ridiculously photogenic. But they say you get the doldrums in Virginia. It's the same thing over and over, so I'm going to assume no. Not just a whole lot of expansive views like we had in North Carolina and Tennessee, but I won't stop today until I am officially in Virginia. So I'll check in then with the photo. I was walking today and I started far too late. So the trail was a lot steeper than I thought. And I don't know if I can go another 3.5 miles to get to town, but I sure can cross over into Virginia. Goodbye, Tennessee. Hello, privies. We get those back. Tennessee band privies. That's where you go potty in the woods. So, this is what Virginia looks like. That's what Tennessee looked like. Y'all saw enough of Tennessee. We'll see if Virginia's got any good views. 1.5 more miles to a campground, and I think I am done for the day. Easy day, all things considered, aside from me not wanting to get up. I could have camped right there on the state line. I probably could have hammocked in between Tennessee and Virginia, but that wouldn't really do me no good for tomorrow. Maybe if I convince myself to get up early enough, I can go have breakfast at a breakfast joint. Ooh, that sounds good. I might motivate me to get up out of bed. Or I might just sit there and say, hose it all. Who knows? Vacation, here I come. Staring at a Roach Motel in Abingdon. If they're open. I got bugs all over me. It's nasty out here. It's 7:30. I only walked for like 4 hours today, 5 hours today. We'll see what I did by the time I get to camp, huh? It's still daylight. I rolled into a campground. That's a pretty sunset, right? See if I can get it over my bug net. Boom. I don't even know if that's in frame. I can't see my phone. So there's a campground that's 1.5 miles closer than the edge of town where I was going to stop. I was looking at the comments. It said somebody had kind of wrecked that campground closer to town, and I didn't want to go check it out. So I stopped here. There's supposedly water here. I'm not going to go get it because last night when I was rolling in from Low Gap to try to find a campground, I saw the back end of a bear running away from me. It was hiding behind a log and just took off. I like bears that run away. Today, I was reading on this campground that there were bears nearby. I said, okay, whatever. It's about 1/3 of a mile back. I hear a crash. I look out, and the sapling is just like back and forth. Well, maybe that was a deer I scared up or something. Because my mind doesn't immediately go to bears. I didn't see anything, so I stopped and looked. Nothing. And so I keep walking. And there is a huge squirrel that starts bounding by me after a few yards, kicking up leaves and starts climbing up a tree. And I look over. It's not a squirrel. It's a baby bear. And I thought, do I take out my camera? It's kind of cute, right? It's scrambling, trying to get up that tree. And they climb pretty fast. And then I thought, no, because where's Mama? That's the only thing. I mean, I'm sleeping with my food hung on the end of my hammock tonight. I'm not that terrified of them. But I really don't want to get in between a mama and her bear, her baby bears. So I didn't know what the proper protocol was. I don't think it's to like sound aggressive, so I just kept walking. At this point in time, eat me. It'll probably be less painful than walking. It would just maul me, give me permanent nerve damage or something. So I'm not going to go down and get water. It's 0.2 of a mile. Back, that's half a mile. By the time you fill it up, that's 25 minutes probably. That's too long to be gone. I'm not taking my bag down there. So I left myself 1.5 liters. That'll give me enough to drink in the morning and make it to town on, barring anything else. But I made it to Virginia. Woohoo! It's a long way. I didn't know that I'd make it this far. I think I probably thought I'd still be camping in Georgia. Because I love camping. I hate walking. And all things considered, I did really well today, starting at like 4. I actually started at noon, but I only went like 3 miles, 4 miles, something like that. Anyways, I ended up at 11.5 or something. So, I mean, it's a longer day than I normally do, and that's still a decent day. You know, it's probably the minimum I'd want to do, but over 10 miles. And that ground was a lot steeper than I thought. So I'll try to wake up early and see if I can't go get some breakfast. I probably won't. I'll probably wake up late. And then I don't expect any more videos for a few days because I'm going to try to go to town and just sit in a hotel room and rest and soak in a bathtub. Yes. Maybe watch a movie, go to some stores, eat a pizza, and not no fancy pizza like the guys like to eat. I'm talking nasty Domino's. And they have pastas. See, I'm already thinking I'm going to look this up until I fall asleep, but I'll try to fall asleep while it's still light, and that way I won't have to sleep until 11 or 12. 11. I really got up at 9. I just didn't get out of my hammock until late. It was a struggle. May tomorrow be better because it's just 1.5 miles. Well, it's still going to be like 4 mile a day, whatever, after I walk through town, but less, right? And I can refuel. See if I have a gas station with some Fritos. I think I'll do cheese dip this time. Maybe cheese dip and bean dip. So yeah, just get excited. Go to town, eat, then get an Uber. Yeah. It's a solid plan. I'll check in tomorrow or not. It'll be a compilation of many days, I think so. Until then, I'm out. I made it. Pretty neato. You're not supposed to camp in a shelter. I'm gonna go see it. The park has a bathroom I can use to change. And I intend to walk until I find a diner and then eat there. It's one of those big milestones that you see folks get to. Kind of neat to be there. Well, I made it to Abingdon, and again, not the most walkable city. Basically having to like walk on the side of the road. I don't know if this is a sidewalk. It's supposed to be a sidewalk, but it's way too close to cars. So, and there looks to be a good path here. I will say, never in my life have I considered walking a mile to a store just to grab some stuff at the hotel. Right? We have DoorDash, all that. And now you look at that price versus what am I going to be doing otherwise? And you say, well, that'll be 20, 25 there, 20, 25 back. It's not that much time. And then you just take off walking uphill on grass. It's bizarre. Let's see, that's some change. But that's what I'm doing. Had a good day today, visited with some friends, visited with some friends of friends. Just had a pretty good time. One of the guys I'm walking with, his wife came to see him. And so, like here, like what are you supposed to do? I'm just gonna walk on the side of the road. Came to see him. And so I was like, cool. She had a car. So I just hung out with them for a while. Went over their little cottage they were in and took a shower. It's pretty cool. This has to be the sidewalk, right? This is not the sidewalk. I'm gonna get hit. I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to walk. Anyways, it's super interesting to, these people that you don't hardly know. Just bum around with them. Okay. This is at least flat over here. For now. So, if I don't get struck and hit by a car, I'll be to the store at some time soon. I'm gonna grab some groceries and walk them back. And chill out tomorrow. Maybe walk this road again to go to a movie theater. And then see what the day holds. It'll be fun. I still won't be able to get over, the amount of fireflies in this place. I don't know if they're showing up on video. I'm going to look for when they're already out. But they're just twinkling in there, in that little field in the middle of town. So, if you can't see them, believe me, they're there. They're like little embers just glowing. It's pretty neat to see. But I mean, I've seen some down by the river in Texas, but nothing like Tennessee, Southern Virginia has them. They're really cool. So I was just walking through and I thought I was seeing reflections on my glasses of headlights, and it turns out to be fireflies just zipping around. Pretty neat. I found this is the safer side of the street. I also found that right past the store, there's a sidewalk. That means I can walk to the movies tomorrow. Doubly excited.